being the oldest of 5 kids, I've always craved that alone time because I've...
Hey, welcome to MomGamers. What is your fantasy trip? Mamas, let us know. Tell us your most wild fantasy trip. It could be something very, very unexpected. Rachel, what is your fantasy trip?
I want you to go first this time, Linda. I want to hear what you think.
Okay, I have a couple. Let's see. A fantasy trip, I really, because this is all that we could afford, I do genuinely love road trips. I love road trips where it's long, lengthy, no agenda, a little bit of agenda. And this is funny too, but I really enjoy something that we do anyways. And you could maybe do this too when you're on your road trip, Rachel.
Yeah.
I do love spending the night at someone we know, like at their house, instead of a hotel motel, because it triples 5 times the experience, knowing that you're spending the night and catching up on good family and friends.
Yeah.
That is, and also for me, anything with a trip usually involves food. So going to a city and they're well known for a sandwich or whatever, a dish, something iconic, that makes me very, very happy, and knowing that I could share that with my kids, eating something. But anyways, a fantasy trip, I think, most people would say going on a flight to Hawaii or whatever.
Right.
I do love to go on airplanes and international. Again, if anything, I'm really get excited about the meals they serve on the airplane. I don't know why I love small packaged food. It really gets me going. But again, see, and the third thing I've really come to realize that no matter how fantastical or magical it is, it has to be with someone or some people that I love going with. If I go to, Bora Bora or Maui by myself, I will be very, very sad. I wouldn't know what to do with myself. How do I swing my arms? I would be very sad. I have to be with somebody. I've realized that as I gotten older. When I was younger, I thought I could go anywhere by myself, backpack by myself. But as I get older, it's who I'm with that really makes the trip a trip.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in contrast, I would rather go somewhere all by myself.
Rachel.
Yeah, and I don't.
Yes.
I've always, being the oldest of 5 kids, I've always craved that alone time because I've very rarely felt like I've had alone time. And now being married with my own family.
Yes.
My husband just wants to spend time with me, and I'm just kind of like, I've been with somebody all day. I am excited because we are at the point now where I can see myself being by myself quite a bit more with my youngest going to kindergarten next year, where I see that changing. Like, it's not that I don't enjoy being around the people. There's just so much energy that's required to be around other people 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, that just a couple of days where I don't have to plan anything. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to worry about if a kid's going to wake up from a nap too early. I don't have to worry about whether or not I'm going to hurt my husband's feelings. I don't have to worry about whether or not I'm including him enough. Just even 2 days where I don't nothing, even with girlfriends. Like I thought, well, maybe taking a trip with girlfriends would be wonderful, but then I have to coordinate with them and da-da-da-da. So just to have a couple of days by myself, and that's that's like a fantasy. That's like a fantasy. That's not like a real thing. Like a real, the things that you talked about, Linda, are I think the things that's what makes trips enjoyable. That's what in some ways fill us and help us to find joy and love and to feel love. I'm talking about just it will never happen. And I recognize that at some point in my life, that fantasy will change, and I won't want that. I want people to be around with me, and I want to be with my kids.
Yes.
But that's the fantasy. If I'm talking about a trip that I want to enjoy, we went, like I said, this last summer we went up to this tiny town called Ely, Minnesota. It's on the border of the Boundary Waters. And it was beautiful. We went for an 8-mile hike. Even our 5-year-old, we were hiking for a really long time. And it's not like central Minnesota hiking where it's kind of flat. It's rocks on your path, like random rocks in your path where you have to then step over them, and like, but it was so beautiful, and it was a new place. That's my thing. New food, new places.
Okay.
To be able to find new places. Growing up, we would get lost on purpose just to explore and see all of the amazing places in this world. Like, I love that. To see new places and to eat new food with the people that I love, which is basically what you said.
Yes.
Totally are the trips that I enjoy the most. Those are the trips that I walk away from being like, what a wonderful memory we created. What a wonderful experience we have. What wonderful things that I'll be able to look back on. Things like that. So I love those, and they're wonderful. But they also take a lot of energy and are very draining. But like I was saying in one of our other videos about happiness, a lot of times that work is what then brings us the most fulfillment. The more work we put into something, the more fulfillment we get out of it.
Okay.
So, but I think that that's different than fantasy.
I have to go back to your fantasy, going alone. Okay, let's break this down.
Yeah.
I love what you said, though. It has great value, what you're saying. I totally get it. Do you ever feel guilty for thinking like that?
Yes.
Only with my husband, not with my kids. Like, I think that it's completely natural to want to get away from your kids and to be like, I need some time by myself. But for my husband, I don't think feels that same way at all. Like, and part of that's because of his family of origin and the family that he grew up in and their history. And part of that is also because he gets to go to work and he gets to go do army drill where he's away from us and do all of these things where he is away from us. And I don't ever get to be away from us. I'm always in us, whether I'm in our house or whether I'm with our kids or whether I'm with him. I'm always connected to this life. And so part of it, and this is one of the things that I realized is that as I was thinking about this idea, is that it's not just about like being by myself. It's also kind of almost being like trying to not have the pressure like before I had the pressure, which it will never happen. Like, I don't think once you feel the pressure of being a parent or a spouse, I don't think that ever leaves you. But to be able to have moments where I don't have to, a day where, okay, I don't have to worry about what the house looks like when my husband gets home because I've been home all day. Like, I don't have to worry about whether or not my kids get their 20 minutes of reading done today and that I'm going to destroy their lives because I didn't make them practice the piano today. Yes. They're never going to be able to become a concert pianist because I didn't make them practice. Like, not having any of those pressures for just like 2 days,
Okay, I'm sold. I hear you. It's just 2 days. It's not like you're going to abandon.
I don't want to get rid of my life. I don't want to not be with them. I love them and I have so much fulfillment being with them. My life would be genuinely meaningless without what I have. Yes. But it would be nice to have zero pressure for a day.
Okay, back to the fantasy. You're alone. You want to be alone in the streets of Europe or in a new town in Minnesota, or where do you want to be? Or as long as you're alone, then you're good.
Probably somewhere old and ancient. Well, not necessarily ancient, it could be ancient, like ruins, but like with old architecture, like hundreds and hundreds of years, like castles or whatever. So I could see Europe or a beach. So a beach or somewhere that's old that would have beautiful, like whether natural beauty to look at or like the moors of England, or whether like the castles of Romania or things like that. So
this is a great topic. Rachel, again, you floored me. You surprised me. Ladies, tell me, what is your fantasy trip? Similar to Rachel's or something else? Comment below. Tell a friend about our channel. Please subscribe, and we're going to keep going every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Promise. Take us with you on your phone. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye-bye.